No, we're still going on with this. Okay. They're showing a lot of people. It's true. A lot of people they do see this pattern. They do recognize it. And it's almost like they want to bring awareness to it, but they also recognize what is the point? They are living amongst a bunch of zombies. So take advantage of the zombies then. This is why then they cave in or give in to that and end up doing the same thing. Like coming up with products and whatnot to solve a problem you didn't have, claiming it'll make your life so much better. And sometimes, like I said, I think there are like 1 in a billion that is truly the case. It's actually innovative. But most of the time it's not. It's just more noise. But we are convinced that noise is good stuff. And it is created by a lot of really good people who I do think just give way, right? Like, I think there's a lot of people who don't even get to that level or understanding, and they're just selling product, making money, making a living, blah, 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 and learned the art of sales. And yet, I think there's also a lot of people who recognize it's like, why fight the current? You know, they woke up to it, so now take advantage of it. And I think that's disheartening for me because it's like, geesh. So now you see it, but then you also, like, you didn't like it when you were being utilized as that way. And now you've awoken to it. And so it's too hard to, I guess, buck that current. And so they're like, fuck it. I'm just going to do the same thing. Here's some products and I'll make billions of dollars. And one could argue, why not? Right? I mean, I could argue both sides. I guess what is it? Is it my ego, my moral standards? Maybe it's my ego going, you cannot behave like those animals, right? Because I look at that as almost, but at the same time, yeah, it's, I guess if I came up with the light bulb, if it, I think the stuff I'm sharing and how it's coming through me is that kind of thing. It's very informative to help wake you up like a light bulb. Yet, that's my opinion, right? And maybe it is my ego, right? And it also depends on what level you're at to even hear this. You could be so far ahead of me that you're like, sit down and shut up. And others who are so far behind me are like, Jiminy Crickets never stop talking, right? Like it's only relevant to who it's relevant for. And then are we asking ourselves the right questions? And why does it bother me, right? You've heard this from the beginning. It does bother me. I don't like people to take advantage of other people. But then that's me judging. That's me judging on right and wrong. That's me judging on how people should live, right? Or deeming things as unnecessary. In other words, I see that people will buy a bunch of crap as unnecessary fixes to a deeper issue or problem. And I want to shake them awake and say, stop throwing away your money on all that shit. I've done it too. I have done it too. But stop. What is the real problem? What are you trying to fill? Why aren't you satisfied? What's happening? Where's the hole inside of you? Where's the leak? Why aren't you loving yourself? Why aren't you honoring yourself? And to show them and shake them awake and have them put their money in the bank and grow it and then really go after their dreams. And yet, somebody else could argue they're perfectly happy with those Band-Aids and living that life. You're looking at potential, or you're looking at what you believe is best for them, but who are you to deem what's best for them? Very true. Very valid points. This is why you cannot help those who don't want to be helped idea, but that's still a judgment to a degree. And it's more like everybody has to decide for themselves and seek out those they want a hand from, right? In other words, if you liked my opinions or morals, you would have to ask and pay for those. Do you see what I'm saying? Versus me shoving it down your throat or me presuming anything. Because many would be like, no, I'm not interested. I'm very happy buying all my stuff. I'm very happy living my life the way I am. I'm very happy, And there's nothing wrong with that. There was something else they were trying to show me right there. I keep jumping over it. What am I skirting? Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.